All right. We are live. This is Sound Booth Theater Live, and we are here to do the last part 4. Part 5 of the cold reads for Earth Force 3 by Shemer Kuznets. For those of you who have not listened to this series so far, it is written by the great Shemer Kuznets, who, of course, wrote Life Reset, the legendary LitRPG series that we finished, I believe, in 2021. Still one of our best-selling audiobooks. I remember the finale being just amazing. This is back when we were we were still doing sound. Well, it's an early enough book that we continued to do sound effects all the way through for the Audible production. But Earth Force is available on our platform, both books 1 and 2, in classic audio and in cinematic audio. I highly recommend the cinematic audio experience. Full cast, sound effects, music, and all premium. We went all out with this series, and we will do so for book 3 as well. I'm thinking we're going to release it during the summer, but we'll be starting work on it very soon. But anyway, this is, of course, for the classic audio version. We will be releasing the classic audio version of it in March on our platform and on Audible. The actual full trilogy is going to be released in classic audiobook form on Audible. However, if you want that cinematic audio experience, you're going to have to stick with us at SBT Direct, because we just don't want to give the good stuff to Audible. We want to keep it for ourselves. Anyway. So through yesterday, I did an extra long cold read because there was a very exciting chapter with lots of action. The crew have collected have mined a bunch of material. They've invested in their ship so that they can manufacture, or so that they can process different metals, including aderium, into different alloys that are worth even more money. And then Diamond, the ambassador for the Earth Force, who stays at Hammerhead Station, informed them that there was another place they could go to sell the alloy. Can't remember what it was that they were making. There's so many different compounds and alloys that they were talking about that I can't remember what their final product was. But the idea was that they could get a better price at this other place. I can't remember the other place's name either. We'll find out. Oh, Bright. The place is called Bright. So they went to this other planet that they described as a shopping mall. And when they got there, the planet was attacked by spacefaring warped, which will actually be the focus of the cover for book 3, or the box set, as it were. But so the planet drafted everybody who was in orbit around the planet, and they had to take care of these warped. They had to get rid of these warped before they could enter the atmosphere. Well, of course, Unity and her crew did a kick-ass job. They took a lot of damage, but they prevented a spacefaring warped from entering the planet's atmosphere alive. And being very grateful for that, the people of the planet gave them a free license to sell their stuff, and they gave them free access, and gave them a refund on their docking fee, and all this. Way early in the book, Unity was tasked with finding more allies to help with the impending invasion of the creature or character who originally started the tech infestation of Earth in the first place. The tech infestation was done, of course, so that this entity could basically fatten up Earth, make it tech saturated, so that once the entity or person reached Earth and was ready to consume it, it would have as much tech as possible infused into it. So, allies are needed to fight this being, and the Unity crew is doing a bang-up job of collecting these allies. It looks like this planet is going to end up being one of them. So, here we go. We're on Chapter 10 now, I believe. Let's see here. Come on now. I think I need a new tablet. This one's getting slower and slower. Yes, we're on Chapter 10. And this is the last cold read for this week, for this book. I will continue narrating in our Discord server next week, starting on Monday. So if you guys, anyone here who can't get enough, you can always join me. You can always check out our Discord server, join there, and watch out for when I jump into the booth. Anyway, here goes. All right, where we at? Where are we at? Chapter 10. Bright. Unity limped down toward the planet's atmosphere.
Bright's flight control just sent us the flight path to base G17,
Lana said.
Forwarding it to your console. Forwarding it to your console, Nori. Got it.
A panel burst out at the front of the bridge in a spray of sparks and smoke, causing the leftmost view screen to explode in holographic dust. Panel burst out at the front of the bridge in a spray of sparks and smoke, causing the leftmost view screen to explode in holographic dust. Shit. The strain of the planet's gravity is doing a number on us. Shit. The strain of the planet's gravity is doing a number on us. Bulko pushed up from his seat and rushed to the open wound. An intensely bright ray of light poured in through a fist-sized hole, causing the engineer's armor shield to flare up to deflect it.
Careful!
Lana called out.
The radiation from direct sunlight can be dangerous.
Bulko shook his head. I'm all right. The last beating we took from those claws did a real number on us, let me tell you that. The last beating we took from those claws did a real number on us, let me tell you that. Four slim robotic arms disengaged from his body, seemingly phasing out of his armor. Bulko strained as he pushed back parts of the ruptured metal in two of his arms, wielding plasma torches, welded it shut. Bulko strained as he pushed back parts of the ruptured metal and two of his arms, wielding plasma torches, welded it shut. That should help. That should hold until we land.
What about the repair bots? What about the repair bots?
Nori asked. They're already working like lazy? They're already working like crazy keeping this tub in the air. Where'd he go? Okay.
I resent that.
Unity's normally smooth voice sounded strained. Hold on just a little longer, girl. We're nearly there.
This flight path is about to take us straight through the solar collector's lair.
Nori said with a frown.
I don't see any openings. The other ships seem to be doing all right,
Caddy said, pointing to several ships which already reached the external layer and seemed to somehow pass through. They drew closer and soon saw the immaculate smooth surface.
There are no seams,
Lana said nervously.
Do you think it'll open up before we hit it?
It must.
We're about to reach the layer in 2, 1.
Shit! Bulko started crying as Unity's nose touched the solar layer and no door opened. Instead, the tip of the ship simply passed through, sliding in as if into a pool. The rest of the ship followed, and they were through with a heartbeat. Within a heartbeat. Ripples ran through the barrier behind them as if it was truly made of water. The large man stopped abruptly and blinked. Huh. Wasn't expecting that. Lana laughed nervously.
I guess they can't really afford to open gates and risk the sun's radiation coming through. I mean, they could have done a double gate, but this certainly seems more efficient.
I was not concerned, Sork said. Of course, I seem to possess a higher state of awareness of my surroundings, a state I believe humans call unagi.
Is that the word, unagi? Okay. Yeah, it's Japanese. Unagi.
It's called unagi. Unagi.
We gotta wean you off of friends.
Well, you look at that,
Caddy said, mesmerized. The space beneath the barrier was clear and fully lit, the light reflecting from shining buildings, domes, and huge stretches of endless platforms.
That's the habitat layer,
Lana said.
Everything is built on it, about half a kilometer off the ground. The planet's surface is untouched, except for the pillars that hold the entire place up.
Amazing engineering, Nathan muttered, taking in the sight. The Navy port is just below us, Nori said, angling her hollow-wrapped fingers and guiding the limping ship down. Their path led them to a vast, open platform holding dozens of other ships ranging in size from shuttles to full-on battle cruisers. A section of the platform lit up, its borders perfectly matching Unity's shape. The injured ship touched down roughly, skidding a few meters off her designated landing, causing everyone to rattle in their seats.
Sorry,
Nori said, letting out a relieved sigh.
Sorry. Only one working thruster, and the controls were fritzing there for a moment. So...
Lana looked around.
What now?
We need to get Unity fixed, then head out to that Opal market, Nori said. Find a buyer for our rhodium, look for good deals on the equipment we need for Earth, and hopefully make some connections that will allow... And hopefully make some connections that will allow us to upgrade our merchant license. For Earth, and hopefully make some connections that will allow...
Sounds like a job for the professionals, Leonard said. Maybe I should stay out of the way. Maybe I should stay out of the way. Maybe I should just stay out of the...
That's no problem. You can join us.
Nori caught him. I'll just get rid of that.
You can join us. You can join us. Let's pass through the armory on our way. Actually,
Lana said in an apologetic tone.
there's a strict no weapons policy anywhere on Bright, except for the total security. Except for the local security forces. What? What?
Caddy exclaimed. Caddy exclaimed, then instantly calmed down.
Oh, that's all right. You can't smuggle anything in through your storage implant. You can't smuggle anything in through your storage implant. You can't smuggle anything in through your storage implant, Nathan chided her gently. They can detect that.
The Jaeger's face fell.
Caddy, you better stay with Unity, Nori said. Bright looks like a civilized, safe place, but Unity just drew a lot of attention.
I think I'll stay too. I want to make sure the repair crew does the job properly, and there's some damage and sensitive components that I won't trust to automated systems.
I'll stay too, for now, Judy said. I've had a few warped samples delivered to the science lab, and I'm curious to study them. All right.
Nori got up. Lana, Nathan, Cirque, and Leonard followed suit.
Maybe I should come too.
What?
Maybe I should come too? Bulko frowned as he looked them over. Even if guns aren't allowed out there, your level 10 might draw unwanted attention. Nori can handle herself, but the others aren't exactly fighters. No offense.
We'll be fine, Bulko. We're at a military base right now, and we're headed straight to one of the largest markets on the planet. They don't usually mug people near high-end shops.
I guess. Ouch.
The engineer winced.
He patted the nearby bulkhead. I feel you, girl. You'd be right back to your annoying self in no time. Just hold tight while... I feel you, girl. You'd be right back to your annoying self in no time. Just hold tight while...
He looked up to see the others' bewildered looks.
What? My new path is a bit of a pain. Ouch. I guess. Ouch.
The engineer winced.
What? My new path is a bit of a pain. Literally. I can feel what's wrong with her.
Hey, Farm Cheese, good to see you. Thanks for coming, man.
I could.
Unity's voice sounded laborious.
Sense that about you, even before that. I could...
Unity's voice sounded laborious.
Sense that...
Damn, girl. Bulko patted the bulkhead again. You must be really under the weather if that's the best you can do.
Maybe we should all stay then,
Nori said, doubtful, looking at Nathan. The young man shook his head.
She'll be all right. She mostly enjoys the attention.
He looked up. You're in good hands with Bulko, you know that.
All right,
Nori said, tapping the comm implant around her ear.
let's keep an open channel at all times. Let us know if there's anything special you need to patch her up.
Will do, Captain. Nori led the others through the mostly empty cargo hold into the side exit door. It opened with a creak and a shower of sparks. They found themselves standing on the pristine, nearly white platform, easily 100 meters away from the next closest vessel. Giant robotic arms were in the process of unfolding from the floor, automatic welders and various clumps moving toward the beaten spaceship. An alien standing next to a hovering platform approached them. He was a Valrock, another of the squat, large-eared aliens, but as he drew close, they all realized their misconception. When they talked to the Admiral and their guide, their size was scaled to the ship's holodisplays, but meeting one of the alien races in person quickly rectified their initial impression. But meeting one of the alien race in person quickly rectified. But meeting one of the alien race in person. But meeting one of the aliens of this race in person quickly rectified their initial impression. The Valrock was large, easily over 2 meters tall, and powerfully built. He had an extremely wide girth, at least double that of a normal human, and his arms... He had an extremely wide... Where'd it go? He had an extremely wide girth, at least double that of a normal human, and his arms looked strong enough to bend steel bars. His giant ears were the size of food trays and were currently pressed tightly to the side of his face.
Vroot. Level Twive.
What is Twive?
Level 12, Valrock. Path, Soldier. Unknown. Threat assessment, significant.
The Admiral sends his greetings, the alien said. My name is Root. My name is Root. My name is Root, a lieutenant in Bright's... My name is Root, My name is Root, a lieutenant in Bright's armed forces. The Admiral sends his greetings, the alien said. My name is Vroot. My name is Vroot, a lieutenant in Bright's armed forces.
Nori nodded. Let's give this one to Will. Doing Northern English accents for this species. Nori. Alright, and let's see here. Change the color for Will. There we go. Nori nodded.
Please convey our thanks to the Admiral for his hospitality.
Vroot's ears indicated a smile.
You humans did a good job taking down that last warp. That action brought you a lot of goodwill.
His eyes became rigid, stern, serious.
Don't abuse your position.
Of course. His ears. Of course. Of course.
His ears nodded, and he gestured at the working robots.
Your ship will be taken care of.
He swiped his hand over his wrist console and studied the data.
Your vessel has sustained severe damage. Estimation for repair, 17 hours.
That is... Nori searched. Substantial. The soldier nodded.
For the level of performance you exhibited, your vessel has surprisingly primitive components. Finding spare parts for some would take time, but we'll make it happen.
We appreciate it. The alien's ears nodded again, and he swiped his arm over his wrist console again, causing everyone else's to chime.
You're not part of Bright's military, so I just granted you special clearance to come in and out of the base. You may not approach any of our vessels or facilities except to exit and enter the base.
Understood.
Again, congratulations on your victory,
the alien said, his face as impassive as his ears expressive, and turned to leave.
Wait,
Nori called.
how do we get out of the base?
I believe I can.
Okay, maybe... Another Valrock. We'll see. I want to give Will whichever of these Valrocks have the most lines, basically. Okay, so Vorgus.
Welcome to Bright, Unity.
The alien spoke.
My name is Vorgus, your designated guide for our lovely planet.
He looked to his side, where it was obvious he was examining some information.
I see you're classified as a mining freighter and have no outstanding criminal markers. Easily. We have new... Most space vessel traders would...
This is an emergency broadcast to...
Alright, so I'm going to cast Vorgus. I'm going to cast Will as Vorgus instead. Because Vorgus has a lot more lines.
to leave the system immediately.
Who's this?
Previous coordinates and await further orders. Bright's AI spoke. Your objective was accomplished. Please return to your previous coordinates and await further orders.
Okay, that is supposed to be in this track. No. In this track.
Your objective was accomplished. Please return to your squadron flush. Bright's AI spoke. Your objective was accomplished. Please return to your previous coordinates and await further orders.
Let's see here.
Unity. This is Bright Military Defense AI. Warped. Level 31. Spacefaring variant. Threat assessment.
Level 30.
Spacefaring variant. Threat assessment. Deadly.
Level 31.
Lana breathed. Warped. Level 31.
So this needs to be this color. Sorry guys, I messed up some things while I was recording. Putting things in the wrong damn track.
Your objective was accomplished. Please return to your previous coordinates. Squadron flush! The AI's multiple warps are hurtling toward the intercept the approach. Squadron flush. This is Bright Military Unity. ETA to the destination.
Okay.
Squadron flush. Your objective. Priority targets. I'm fine, Captain. The center.
Okay. So this one, we need to change colors as well. Sorry, guys, this is taking a little time. I will make that my dude 1 color, so that there's no confusion here.
It's mostly limited to the upper and bottom floor. Spacefaring very. Traction. 82 tech.
Okay, there we go.
The planet. This is a mandatory priority alert. Through the blockade and is about sustained will be fully reimbursed by the Navy. Hold on, Unity.
An unfamiliar voice called.
Help is on the way. Ships.
Alrock's face.
The swarm has been defeated. Contact for further
He said, his tone.
claimed solely. But I can guess in your future. You have an int. Your secret is safe with us. Unity.
The large.
To you, Unity. And again, welcome to Bright.
Okay, there we go. And we'll just pull this one over.
Welcome to Bright.
Nope. And let's get this direction down for Gus. All right. All right.
The Admiral sends his greetings, the alien said. My name, again, congratulations.
And we'll put him in dude 2. That is this color. Awesome. All right, sorry guys.
Out of the base.
I believe I can help with that. The hovering platform flickered, and a hollow monitor materialized above it, depicting a different Valrock's face. Lana stared at it.
For Gus?
Quite right, miss. The alien's ears conveyed pleasure. He chuckled. What? You thought you paid 2,000 PiTec for a single call? You got me for the whole day. Are you... Leonard spoke up. An AI? Of course not. I'm based in a city far from your current position. I'm based in a city far from your current position. We normally use these communication platforms to assist our clients. Now, would you like me to take you to the Opal Market? Lana smiled.
Sure.
Right this way, please. The floating platform hovered away from Unity, leading the 5 toward a row of narrow one-floor buildings. The structures were composed of the same nearly pristine white substance as the floor, making them difficult to spot until they got closer. They passed through a remarkably normal-looking security checkpoint, walking through a blue energy field scanner, which instantly started blaring an alarm.
Hold it! Hold it!
A Valrock seemed to materialize from thin air as several gun turrets sprang from the floor. The alien stared impassively at Nori.
You have been detected wearing a weaponized augmentation. You have been detected wearing a weaponized augmentation.
Ow. Oh, crap. Nori winced. It's my dart launcher. She held up her arm. And pushed on the sides of a skin-tight bracer. The bracer peeled itself off her arm, folding into a silver-looking bracelet. She repeated the motion with her other arm. I'm sorry, I've been wearing that for so long I forgot I even had it on. Are we in trouble?
Normally you'd be marked for a minor offense,
the expressionless Valrock deadpanned, though his ears fluttered good-naturedly.
However, for the valorous crew of Unity, I'll let that one pass. You may leave your aug right here and collect it upon your return. Normally you'd be marked for a minor offense.
Nori nodded and placed the bracelet on top of a pedestal that rose from the floor. Sorry again for the trouble. Just as he appeared, the guard disappeared into thin air.
A hologram,
Cirque noted. The turrets folded back into the walls, and they resumed walking, exiting the building and finding themselves in an open stretch of land. Leonard looked around.
Where are all the buildings?
Right here. A section of the ground lit up, then grew upward, forming a sizable chamber. Into the elevator, please. Into the elevator, please. They entered the chamber and were hoisted away. The walls became partially transparent as sights of buildings and aliens flashed them by. A few moments later, the elevator stopped, and the opening reappeared. Rows of buildings and open stretches of roads filled with aliens and various merchandise greeted them. Welcome to the Opal Market, their guard declared. Where would you like to go first? Nori looked around. I don't see the base anywhere around. Of course not, Captain. It's 32 kilometers away. Huh. Fast elevator. Quite so. Shall we? They followed the hovering platform through the main boulevard. Tall structures stood on either side, their wide lobbies open for all to see, depicting a variety of wares. Huge machines were displayed next to items ranging from personal arms to ship cannons to advanced agriculture drones. Everything looked pristine in a metallic white hue. I don't think getting mugged is going to be a
I don't think getting mugged is going to be a problem here,
Lana said, her gridded eyes scanning the passers-by.
Plenty of people here are over level 10 as it is.
Small flying drones hovered over the pedestrians, projecting giant holographic billboards above them. PiTec, Grade D starfighter, perfect for quick precision strikes, integrated warped detection and targeting systems included, perfect for hunting brines rifts. Price? Only 5,500,000 PiTec.
PiTec, Grade E bomber, perfect for massive bombardments of up to level 15 warped swarms, integrated warped detection and targeting systems included, perfect for hunting Perfect for haunting brines rifts. Price only 2,300,000 PiTec.
PiTec, Grade C Organic Crystal Collector. Perfect for quick field harvesting of up to level 30 warped. Integrated warped detection and processing systems included. Price 8 million PiTec.
Leonard chuckled. They forgot to add only and an exclamation mark on that last one.
Well, naturally, Grade C ships aren't easy to come by.
They're great. Their guide said cheerfully. What would you like to see first?
We need to sell our rhodium,
Nori said.
but we were hoping to use that opportunity to make some connections.
I see. Their guide pondered the issue for a moment.
Normally, I'd lead you to the Exchange Bureau, but if you're looking to make connections, well, it's a bit unorthodox, but I suppose I can... It's a bit unorthodox, but I suppose I can... But I suppose I can... What? Yes? Yes?
Nori asked.
There are several lounge areas dedicated to the various factions. I can take you to a relatively high-end one and make some introductions. You might be able to leverage your prestige, but I'm afraid I won't be able to help you navigate to the social and commercial intricacies. But I'm afraid I won't be able to help you navigate the social and commercial intricacies. That might be a problem.
Lana frowned.
Different species have different sets of rules and ethics. The XR, for example, are big fans of haggling, while the Carnaphs see that as a sign of weakness. And don't get me started on... That sounds great.
Nori cut her off.
Please take us there.
If you're not sure how to handle yourself, you might find yourself worse off, Vorgus cautioned.
That's okay. We have the perfect spokesperson. Really? Who?
Lana started, then stopped as all eyes turned to her.
Oh.
You are the expert,
Cirque said encouragingly.
Computer expert, not people. You'll do fine, Lana. Come on, let's go.
Their hovering guide led them to a large building with pristine pillars adorning its entrance. An internal lift brought them to the top floor, where they saw the entire Opal Market stretched below them through see-through walls. Various species of aliens, some standing, some sitting on what looked like liquid chairs, were busy talking, drinking, and eating. Chairs were busy talking. So, we're on an alien planet, and their go-to approach to make new contacts is to head into a bar and chat up the natives? Leonard muttered. Nathan's theory of the origins of the species is starting to look even more plausible. Their guide hovered higher.
Everyone, he said loudly, if I may have your attention.
All eyes in the room turned their way.
I'd like to introduce the valorous crew of Unity, who single-handedly took down the warp who threatened our lovely planet.
A few aliens nodded in appreciation. A drone carrying several trays hovered their way.
Drinks?
A hollow monitor appeared on its front, displaying the available options. Leonard coughed nervously and whispered, "Excuse me. We can level up. We can level up a whole new team of hunters back at home with those prices. We can level up a whole new team of hunters back at home with those prices."
I guess.
Nori scanned the list with uncertainty. "In that case, 5 cups of oxidized carbohydrate," Leonard spoke up. He tapped his temple and winked at the others. "Lemonade."
Of course. Of course. Of course. Of course.
Drinks?
Drinks?
A hollow monitor. The drone instantly pulled out 5 cups, 2 tubes extended from his sides, quickly filling them with bright yellow liquid.
That will be 500 PiTec, please. That will be 500 PiTec, please.
I'll pay for that. I'll pay for that. I'll pay for that. I'll pay for that.
A burly Carnath approached the group. The horned alien was dressed in an expensive-looking thin suit of armor.
My name is Devark, second chair in the Liquid Gold faction.
Lana felt a touch of apprehension at the sight of a member of a race they only knew as violent brutes, but she checked herself, forcing a smile on her face.
Pleased to meet you, Devark. Pleased to meet you, Devark. I'm Lana. We're from the Earth Force factions.
I can see that. The alien nodded. Human, is it? Never heard of your species before, but it's always good to meet new aliens with proper physical appearance.
He threw a meaningful glance at a table surrounded by slug-like creatures.
Unlike some.
Right.
Lana forced another smile.
So, what are you doing on our lovely planet?
Devark pushed, waving impatiently at his wrist console to approve the drone's bill.
We have some goods to trade,
Lana said.
And we're looking to buy And we're looking to buy large-scale equipment for our home planet.
Is that so?
The alien's eyes seemed to light up.
Maybe we can help each other? Where exactly is your planet?
Nori tensed, but Lana just smiled.
We're at the edge of the domain of the system lord known as the Eater of Worlds. Have you heard of him?
The alien's body became rigid, and he unconsciously lowered his head, displaying his sharp horn.
Excuse me, I believe the first chair requires my attendance.
Of course.
Lana smiled pleasantly at him.
Nice dodge,
Nori muttered. Lana winked at her.
No worries, Captain. I might be a computer expert, but I still have an enhanced sensory implant. I could practically see his greed flaring up.
At least he covered our drinks, Leonard said, raising the glass to his lips.
Maybe you shouldn't,
Nori warned. Don't worry. I'm a biotinker, remember? My path allows me to see the drink's composition. It's harmless. He took a sip, and his eyes bulged. Are you well? Cirque asked in concern.
Sour.
The doctor let out a hoarse whisper.
Too sour. Water. Hurry.
Nathan rushed to the nearby bar, grabbed a glass of water, and hurried back with it. The suffering man glanced at the glass for a moment, then nodded and downed it in one. That's better.
You sure you're all right?
Lana asked in concern. He nodded. I didn't think to look at the pH levels. The tech is already patching me up. Don't drink from your cups unless you first dilute it in about 10 times the amount of water. Very smooth. Let's see. What am I... So I'm probably going to cast this one as Lori as well. Let's see. But... I'll give her a southern accent too. Let's see. Very smooth. A lithe alien who was calmly leaning on the bar nearby commented. She looked fairly human-like, except that she was covered with small green scales, and her lower jaw had a line running down the middle.
Triana, Sedumorph, level 18. Path, Traitor. Unknown.
Lana coughed nervously.
You're a Sedumorph?
The alien woman arched her eyes.
Yes, as is indicated by my summary.
What of it?
Lana swallowed.
Don't you guys, need to absorb tech from living victims to advance in levels?
Victims is putting it a bit harshly, but essentially yes. Does it matter?
It's just... you're level 18?
I see now. You are a delight. I take it you had less than amiable encounters with others of my species?
Well, not exactly. She helped us, but she, well, she was terrifying.
The green-scaled woman nodded, seeming unsurprised.
A somewhat surprising sentiment coming from a member of the famed valorous crew. A somewhat surprising sentiment coming from a member of the famed valorous crew.
She paused.
I guess there is no harm in telling you, yes, I need to siphon others' tech to level up, but there are special paths dedicated for that purpose. I pay them exorbitantly for their services, enough so that they can recover their loss with no lasting issues.
So why didn't she just use the tech herself?
I guess you have connections with one of the commercial factions?
You can say that. You can say that. She smiled. I'm Triana, the head of the Crystal Fleece, an organization specializing in acquiring and processing warped organic crystals. I'm Triana, the head of the Crystal Fleece, an organization specializing in acquiring and processing warped organic crystals. If you're interested in talking business about the warped corpse you've claimed, I'm the person to talk to. Lana glanced at Nori, who nodded back at her.
Can you tell us more about those organic crystals?
The woman arched a delicate eyebrow at her. You don't know?
We're kinda new around here.
I guess you are. You do know how the warped evolve, I assume?
Unfortunately, they consume people and technology to grow.
Not exactly. Triana looked her up and down, a shrewd look on her face. The warped requires both organic matter and metallic minerals to grow. In cases where a proper substitute doesn't exist, yes, they prey on organic life forms, but that is not the only source of organic matter in the galaxy. Here, in the Gamma Pavonis system, the warped have adapted to the environment of the planet Brine, which is the closest to our star. There, they consume the naturally forming crystals and process them into their bodies. Once processed, the crystals obtain rare and valuable properties essential. Once processed, the crystals obtain rare and valuable properties essential to facilitate liquid form technology. They are quite valuable. My faction, the Crystal Fleece, specializes in them, from harvesting to processing to distribution.
Right. Liquid technology?
You've most certainly already encountered at least one such example. She looked at Lana expectantly. The solar collector layer, Nathan said quietly.
And those chairs.
Cirque pointed at the liquid-looking seats. Exactly. It takes a vast amount of crystals to maintain the barrier, making it one of Bright's most lucrative substances to trade in.
So, how come not everyone deals in it?
Lana asked. The woman gave her an amused smile. That's more along the lines of what I had expected from a member of Unity's valorous crew. The answer is simple. Hunting and harvesting warped for their crystal, or running a mining expedition to Brine, is a hazardous job. This brings me back to my earlier suggestion. If you're interested in selling the warped you killed, please feel free to contact me or my faction directly. She waved over her wrist console. And Lana's chimed in response.
We might do that,
The young expert said carefully.
We're also looking to sell some erodium. We might do that,
The young expert said carefully.
We're also looking to sell some erodium.
Oh? The Setumorph looked at her with interest. It's not our specialty, but I can most certainly help you with that. Erodium is quite valuable. What is your commercial license grade?
E.
Excellent. It means I don't have to sponsor you to a higher grade. It's still a bit low, but as newcomers, I'd expect you to only have an F grade.
The High Admiral has been very generous with us,
Nori commented.
It appears so. That license grade enables us to trade large quantities of raw resources. Please contact my faction representative whenever you're ready to proceed with the transaction. I'll send them a note to give you.
She gave Lana a wink.
Preferential.
She gave Lana a wink.
Preferential treatment. Thanks, Triana. I hope to hear from you soon.
The alien woman held up her glass, then walked away, joining several other aliens.
Judy, you got all that?
Nori asked quietly.
Judy, you got all that?
Nori.
Judy, you got all that?
Nori.
Yes.
The scientist's voice carried over the comms.
Thanks for opening a comm line for me, Nori. That was very informative. Those crystals she mentioned are amazing. I've been analyzing the ones Unity, bit off. When subjected to a certain range of energy, they produce an intense, controllable Casimir effect force. They produce an intense, controllable Casimir effect force. If we were back on old Earth, it would have been the discovery of a century.
I'm going to do something here. Let's go red with this track. We'll just change all the colors.
Yes.
The sun.
The discovery of a century. Discovery of a century. Casimir effect is the force that theoretically causes two substances to attract to each other, right?
Lana asked.
In very broad terms, yes. Being able to manipulate it means attaching and detaching particles in a controllable, adaptive method. Liquid technology?
Nori asked.
It can definitely do that. Probably more, but I'm not exactly equipped to investigate it further. So Triana told us the truth. From what I can determine, yes.
Yo, Captain. Bulko's voice took over. Did you sell our rhodium yet?
Not yet. Why?
I'm gonna need some cash. Real soon.
Is there a problem?
Exactly the opposite. It looks like the Admiral did us another favor, which he forgot to mention. Bulko stood outside Unity, staring at the launching pad's holoscanner results.
Scanning ship. Scanning ship. Completed. Damage report. Structural integrity damage, 72%. Repairs in progress. Multiple hull fractures. Repairs in progress. Weapons system offline. Repairs in progress. Internal system issues detected. Repairs halted. Pending components arrival. Available compatible upgrades. Price adjusted. Minus 10%. Authorization High Admiral Cranen. Sensors. Grade D. 72,000 PiTec. Null tunnel drive. Grade E. Size appropriate. 710,000. 10% reimbursement for the existing unit. Atmospheric barriers. 10,800 PiTec. Energy shields. Grade F. 82,000. 82,000 PiTec. Energy shields. Grade E. 135,000 PiTec. Landing gear. 7,200 PiTec.
So that's what that old warhorse meant. So that's what that old warhorse meant.
Bulko grunted to himself.
He's all right. He's all right. He's all right. For an alien. Let's add some engineer's magic touch to those last bits.
The holomonitor's entries expanded, revealing more details.
Oh, hell yes. We gotta get us some of that.
The man raised a finger to his right ear.
Nori?
Yo, Captain. Did you sell our rhodium yet? Why is this different than the conversation they just had? It's kind of weird. What's her name? What's the new person's name? Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do it as written. I just told Shemmer about it. And hopefully he'll edit it. And I can redo it later. Sorry about the delay, guys. Back to it.
Nori, you sold our rhodium yet?
It turned out they didn't, but they were all interested to hear the man's finding. Bulko quickly let them in on what he saw. Actually, you know what? I'll just,
Yo, Captain. Did you sell our rhodium yet?
I'm just gonna make it consistent here. Yo, Captain. Oops. Copy.
Yo, Captain. Did you sell our rhodium yet?
Bulko quickly let them in on what he saw.
In short, it looks like the Admiral threw us another bone. We have a chance to seriously upgrade Unity. The discount alone can save us tens of thousands of PiTec.
It feels like we keep returning to the same conversation. It seems like we keep returning to the same conversation, Nori sighed through the comms. Invest in ourselves or Earth. Invest in ourselves or Earth. At some point, we'll have to divert our resources toward Earth. We need to draw the line somewhere.
Bulko shook his head. Not here, Captain. It's too good an opportunity to pass. There's stuff here that we must get, like atmospheric barriers allowing us to open Unity's cargo hold while in space without venting the atmosphere, or proper landing gear so we can stop scraping her bottom every time we land.
Nope.
It's too good an opportunity to pass. There's stuff here that we must get, like atmospheric barriers allowing us to open Unity's cargo hold while in space without venting the atmosphere, or proper landing gear so we can stop scraping her bottom every time we land. Besides, even the cheaper Grade F energy shield will make us one of the baddest mining ships around Hammerhead, and Grade E can see us through real battles. But those are just the appetizers. The Grade E null tunnel drive is the real prize. It is 4 times faster than our current drive. We'll be able to make it back to Earth from here in a day and a half, and from there, fly to Hammerhead in just over 4 hours. And that's not all. This drive comes with the ability to take short jumps inside a star system, even though that feature has a long cooldown period. It means we'll be able to quickly get to Grotula 3 from Earth and to the far side of Hammerhead's asteroid field if we need to.
Bulko.
Nori tried, but the large man didn't let her finish.
No, I'm not to the best part yet. That module should cost somewhere in the vicinity of 900K. But not only do we get a 10% discount, but they also gave us a 10% increase on reimbursement price for our old drive. We'll be saving almost 200,000 PiTec on that alone. We can't let that opportunity slip us by.
Bulko!
Nori said sharply, then mellowed her tone as the engineer stopped talking.
You had me at 4 times our current speed. Bulko!
Nori said sharply, talking.
You had me at 4 times our current speed.
Oh. Good.
To be honest, I'm kind of surprised you didn't... I'm kind of surprised you didn't pitch in for a weapon upgrade.
Nah, our beam cannons are already grade E. We'll need to reach out to specialized weapon merchants for a grade D or higher.
All right. How much will it cost to buy everything else?
Either 810,000 with the grade F shield or 863,000 with the grade E one.
What about sensors?
Lana's voice sounded. Oh, right. They have a grade D sensor option here. It offers the same features as our current ones, except it's 5 times the resolution and 10 times the range.
I need it!
That'll add 72K to the total.
Understood. Hold on. We'll make some inquiries and make a final decision once we have the funds. Understood. Hold on. We'll make some inquiries and make a final decision once we have the funds.
Back at the lounge, Nori looked at their holographic guide.
Vorgus, can you tell us the current sell price for erodium and warped crystals?
Of course. One moment, please. Of course. One moment, please. Ah, here it is. The current market price you can get at the exchange for a kilo of erodium is 700. The current market price you can get at the exchange for a kilo of erodium is 720 PiTec. It's not as high as in some places, but Gamma Pavonis is fairly close to... It's not as high as in some places, but Gamma Pavonis is fairly close to Hammerhead, a large supply.
That's 20% more than Hammerhead pays.
Lana muttered.
As for organic crystals,
Their hovering guide continued.
That's a bit more complex. Due to the scarcity of the resource, buyers are willing to pay a little more for large quantities. Due to the scarcity of the resource, buyers are willing to pay a little more for large quantities. It saves them the time and effort of locating multiple small suppliers. It saves them the time and effort of locating multiple small suppliers. I'd say the average rate is 1,000 PiTec per kilo, but I've heard it can get... I'd say the average rate is 1,000 PiTec per kilo, but I've heard it can get up to 1,300 for especially large shipments. I'd say the average rate is 1,000 PiTec per kilo, but I've heard it can get up to 1,300 for especially large shipments. I believe I can help with that.
Lana, check with the contact Triana forwarded you. Lana, check with the contact Triana forwarded you. See how much they're willing to pay for our erodium. Sure thing.
Lana started tapping her wrist console. Nori looked back at the guide.
How do we claim the warped we killed?
That's not exactly my area, the Valrock said, his ears lying flat on the side of his face. That's not exactly my area, the Valrock said, his ears. But I guess I can check. Please hold. Please hold.
What are you thinking, Captain?
Cirque asked. I'm not sure. The crystals are more valuable than erodium, but also more dangerous to collect. However, with the upgrades Bulko has suggested, we might be able to explore that option. I'm thinking we'll want to sell all our erodium, but hold on to the crystals for now until we know if we can get more to sell in bulk.
I concur with your assessment.
The little alien nodded.
Though I might add that mining the asteroid fields is not without its dangers.
His face scrunched in sudden pain.
Though I might add that mining the asteroid fields is not without its dangers.
His face scrunched in sudden pain.
You know that better than most people,
Nori said quietly. He nodded, then took a deep breath.
Their killers were brought to justice, largely thanks to your crew's assistance.
She shook her head.
You're part of our crew now, Cirque.
Thank you, Captain.
Lana looked up from her console, her face odd.
The Crystal Fleece will buy all our rhodium for 750 PiTec per kilo. That's 2,145,000 PiTec. Wow. I guess they want to make nice with us to get access to our crystals.
Well, let's take them up on that offer, Nori said. Lana nodded and flashed her personal console.
Please approve the transaction, Captain.
Nori acknowledged the deal on her master console. I have the answer you were looking for. Their guide spoke up. The warped corpse has been harvested for you already. The factory had taken 2% of the resource as a fee. That leaves you with 2.1 tons of crystals currently being moved to your ship.
That's another 2 million PiTec at least,
Lana said with wide eyes. Nori gave her a slight smirk. Looks like that Cedomorph woman was making a safe bet on us. She tapped her ear. Bulko, we're selling the erodium. We'll have more than enough to buy all the upgrades, including the Grade E shields. Make the purchase, and I'll authorize the transaction.
Hell yeah!
The engineer cheered.
I'm right on it.
That will leave us with 1,208,000 PiTec,
Lana said. Enough for some preliminary shopping for Earth? Leonard asked. Nori looked around at her friends. Let's find out. All right, well, I'm at the 30% mark. That will be all I am doing for today. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me as I finished the fifth and last part of the cold reads for Earth Force 3. I hope you guys had a good time. Yeah, I hope you're looking forward to it. Be sure to check the description below for links to the website so you can sign up for our newsletter or so you can go find the Earth Force 1 and 2 cinematic audio series. Those are both available on SBT Direct. You can also find our Discord server link there, and there I will be continuing to narrate Earth Force 3 next week. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks one more time for coming and hanging out. I hope you guys had a good time, and keep an eye out for, subscribe to our channel if you want to see more cold reads. in the future, check out our back catalog. We have like, I don't know how many videos now. Probably a couple hundred at this point. So there's tons of stuff to investigate on our YouTube channel. But anyway, you guys have a good night. You have a good weekend. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you again sometime soon.